So just a little bit about me. I'm a senior associate in the international arbitration department in the firm. We're an international law firm headquartered in Chicago, but with offices globally, and we specialise in dispute resolution, financial advice, M&A, all the different types of areas of law that large corporations and small businesses need to create value for their shareholders. So in a sense, we should be plugged in to what clients want, what clients need, and understand that actually with diversity, you can really improve the dynamic within a firm, within a company, and you can really affect how people perform, but also how profits are generated. So that's Mayor Brown. So let me tell you a little bit about our network. So we launched a network called Fusion Network, and which is our Black and ethnic minority network, and that was launched in about June, and it was a soft launch. And what we wanted to do, and what we aim to do, is to try and bring the debate of diversity to Mayor Brown internally, because there was no other ethnic minority diversity network within Mayor Brown. We had lots of different networks, family networks, the women's network, LGBT network, but there was a gap that we identified, which we thought we could positively contribute to making the place a bit more dynamic. So Fusion was launched in June, and our aims were to try and celebrate diversity, but in different types of ways. What we wanted to do is change the debate within the firm. We wanted to ensure that the firm understood the value of diversity, but also help the firm to turn that value that everyone agrees that there is some value of diversity, to turn that into actually some concrete actions and concrete actions that we could see actually the results from. So our aims were we had about 3 aims. So one was to try and work internally, work with graduate recruitment, work with the lawyers at a junior level, and then work with lawyers more of a senior level. But what we wanted to do is work with all lawyers and celebrate diversity across all lawyers, not just the Black and ethnic minority lawyers. And that was one of the key things we tried to engineer. We wanted it to be open to everybody, but with this focus on Black and ethnic minority lawyers and also employees. And that's actually another point. One other point is we opened it to everybody within the firm. Some networks within professional service firm focus on the fee earners, and we wanted everyone from the people who work in the kitchens to the partners to be involved in this, and we were quite conscious and made deliberate steps to try and open that up. One other thing we try to do is try to identify within the calendars the traditional, all types of the traditional and ethnic and also religious festivals, and celebrate that within our calendar. So, for example, what we were doing is during certain religious festivals, we'd speak to the kitchens and would get them to make more specialist food. We'd have posters explaining what the background to a particular, say Diwali, for example, what the background to a particular festival or a particular religious date was, and it got people talking and got people aware. But that was all very soft and all very interesting, but we also wanted to work to increase the bottom line, and that's an area where we were really, and I am really passionate about. We wanted to open it up externally to clients. We wanted to work with clients. We wanted to work with other diversity networks in clients, but also in generally in the city, to raise awareness. And that meant that we were talking to different organisations. We were inviting them to come over to speak and see us, and that's something that we're going to be rolling out over the next year. One other thing we've done, which was actually quite interesting, and one of my colleagues just reminded me, is in the month, we've just finished the month of Ramadan, and what we actually did is we opened it up for everybody to fast for one day, and that was all about understanding where Muslims come from and practicing Muslims and what they had to do over the month of Ramadan. So we all, about 30 of us in the end, so it's quite a sizable amount, ended up fasting for one day, no food, no water all day. We kept it quite strict, but people, you could drink if you wanted to, but we were very clear about trying to emulate what a practicing Muslim did. And then we had iftar, which is the dinner when you break the fast in the evening. We had that at the firm upstairs, and we had about over 30 people attend from all different walks of life in the firm, and that was really interesting, and it really got the conversation going about people's perspectives. We've heard earlier that it's all about perspectives, and that was really interesting. We had partners, associates, people from the kitchens, people from all the different business services coming together and celebrating this, and that was really interesting for us. One thing we're trying to do also, and we're working internally on that as well, is do some outreach, and it all really starts with the children, and the diversity and understanding that you can achieve, understanding that there's a path that you can take that may not think is open to you is really important. So we're starting a program called See Me, Be Me, which we go into schools, and we talk to the children. We tell them that you can make it, you can do it, and there's people there that are going to help you, and that's really important. That's something that we're really proud of, and we're going to bring them over to Mayor Brown and see the offices and feel like you can be comfortable in a place like this, and you can succeed. So I was just there, just a snapshot of the different types of things we're doing at Mayor Brown. Some more concrete, some a little bit softer. But and the reason why we're doing that on kind of two levels is we want to raise the debate, we want to create the dynamism, we want to introduce diversity slowly but surely, and we want that to permeate through all the different areas of the firm. We want to speak to graduate recruitment, we want to speak to HR, we want to get people to understand, and most people do, but get them to understand how that they can contribute to implementing diversity and being part of celebrating yourself at work, and that's really something that we're trying to do, and that's the core of what we're trying to do. In terms of one other last point is mentors, and having mentors that you can aspire to, and that's something that we're working on also. And that's quite important, I think, for me personally, but also for a lot of people as they progress their career. Because the mentors I had didn't necessarily look like me. A lot of the mentors were people who didn't have the same background as me, maybe had a very privileged background, but really understood that diversity was important, really supported me and supported what I wanted to achieve, and that allowed me to propel my career and have the confidence to go further. So the idea really is to get everybody involved and make it a positive debate, and make it a movement which people can identify with but also contribute to. And that's what we're trying to do at Mayor Brown, and it's a slow process, as anybody knows who's built something from nothing. Everybody here understands diversity, so this is. But the majority of the people in large organisations, although they do think diversity is important, don't really see the benefit of it, because they think, well, everyone's diverse and we just get on with it, and that's it. And it's much more than that. And so there are a few points that I'd like to say about the Fusion Network and about what we're trying to do at Mayor Brown. And I hope I'm not taking too long. I was asked to speak a bit more, but I can go on about this for quite a long time, because I'm so passionate about it. But also, it's really so important generally in all organisations in the society we live in. So on that point, thank you very much.